Hi, I'm Fishy, Jeff, currently in CakeFest in Berlin, Germany. This is the end of the first day of talks, and I'm here sitting with Nate Abele, lead developer of the CakePHP framework. How's it going, Nate?
It's going, Jeff. It's going.
Yeah.
How's it going with you? How are you?
I'm doing well. I really love Berlin, and I'm really having a wonderful time at the CakeFest 3. I haven't missed one yet, so that says something for it, I think. And there's a lot of happy attendees here, and maybe people will get to see them afterwards. But
yeah, actually we've had, I think, a record turnout this time.
oh, really?
Yeah, almost 70 people. So,
70 people?
Yeah, the conference space and everything perfect size for everyone. Yeah, it's been great so far. A lot of food, a lot of beer.
A lot of beer. You gotta expect beer from Berlin, I think.
Oh yeah, a lot of good beer at that. A lot of hanging out, walking around.
It's good.
A lot of talking about code, writing code.
Yeah, I love workshops because they're always a chance to get to meet a whole bunch of other people. Talk about code. Have you gained any new ideas since you've been here? I know that workshops or conferences are usually a great place to conjure up ideas.
So the first 2 days was basically just Mariano and I talking to people the entire time, and explaining CakePHP philosophy and how to write code the way that we do. Hopefully that's something that people care about, but quite a few showed up, so they seem to. So today was actually the first day of conference talks. So yeah, there were quite a few very interesting ideas presented on a whole range of issues, from deploying applications in different ways to testing to overall project management. So it's pretty inspiring to see, and just talk to all the different people who were around the world, just doing all these amazing projects.
So, I guess we can ask you a couple questions. We have a couple prepared, I think. And then we'll just wing it.
Okay.
Like we always do.
Yeah, just.
But we're gonna keep it short and sweet because everyone wants to.
All right.
You know how the show gets.
The show, yeah. No, let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
So, let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling. Come on.
Questions?
All right. So, what got you into CakePHP or PHP in general?
What got me into PHP? Well, I'm actually embarrassed to admit this, but I was working with ASP.NET at that point, and I started working with a company that where I was forced to kind of use PHP by my boss, who was like, "What the crap? You need all this extra stuff just to do a file upload?" And so that was kind of my introduction to PHP, and I just kind of fell in love with it ever since. And I got involved with Cake after my experience of kind of starting to do my own framework, as I think most people in PHP do. And I found it, and I was like, wow, this really makes a lot of sense. And just things started clicking, and I started contributing code, and that was it. So that was about 4 years ago.
Was there something in particular that drew you into the framework and kept you stuck this long?
Yeah, just this whole idea that rather than doing some kind of external configuration file, you could, let's say, introspect your database and say, get all the information out of it that you would need. Just kind of the don't repeat yourself philosophy that's just endemic throughout the framework. And Ajax.
And Ajax? What does Ajax have to do with it?
Ajax was actually the first, one of the first things that I contributed code for.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that was just because that was really big at the time.
Right.
I was doing an application that involved a whole lot of fancy looking stuff.
Okay. So that's what got you into the framework, and has you
actually clarifying, not fancy looking stuff. Fancy looking stuff that does Ajax requests.
Okay. Right. The perfect balance between the beautiful web and the fancy sparkle.
I like the sparkle. So, that's
great. And you've been with the framework how long now?
About 4 years. It was about 4 years ago.
4 years, quite a dedication to the framework.
I tried.
Yeah. What have you contributed since the beginning?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I've kind of worked on a little bit of everything. I think my first contributions were for the Ajax helper and the request handler. So those two kind of work together. Pagination, a lot of stuff. I've rewritten the router probably 3-4 times by now. I think I've written the database abstraction layer, probably rewritten it twice or so, in various forms of facets. A bunch of different stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to quantify.
Okay. Is there any advice you can give to new developers of CakePHP and how to get as gung-ho as you, or stick in the project, or be helpful? Or
I would say stick with the conventions. People who are new to MVC development tend to kind of want to break out and just do their own thing, just like the big stream of consciousness and style development that's typical in PHP. I would say just stick it out for a couple of weeks and just try it, get used to it, and it'll start clicking faster the more you do it.
is there anything that you would in particular request from the community in order to help out with the Cake framework? Are you having trouble keeping it together, or how's that going?
No, I mean, it's an open source project, so everybody's going to kind of work on their own thing anyway, which is fine. I mean, we want people to work on things that they're passionate about. And in that sense, everything's actually worked out great because we have a lot of really passionate people. And I guess I would say just find a way to get involved. There's always something, even if it's not directly tutoring code or tests or whatever. Just get involved in some way. If you have a cool idea, write about it. If you have some cool code at work that your boss will let you open source it and write about it. Just kind of find a way to give something back, even if it's just your ideas, because everybody's got some good ideas, you know.
Sounds like a good start. In fact, I think there's a lot of people out there who have good ideas, and a lot of people who have different ideas about how different frameworks should operate.
Right.
What do you think differentiates Cake from, say, X framework?
Well, I would say the two main things that differentiate Cake from most of the other frameworks out there is we're pretty staunchly in the camp of just keeping things simple and kind of the whole don't repeat yourself philosophy. We're like, just really, really about that. And also just keeping it kind of to the basics, like the 80% of stuff that you're almost always going to need. And just kind of shirking the other stuff. Not completely, but just not loading it with that stuff. Just kind of striking the balance between keeping things extensible and keeping things extensible and just not loading things.
Okay. I know there's been a lot of excitement in the Cake land lately. There's been an influx of new developers and a lot of code being written. Is there anything you want to tell us about the current state of Cake?
The current state of Cake, so today, this morning, during his keynote, Garrett announced kind of what was going on with 1.4, which is the current development branch, and the new 2.0 branch we have in Maine, which is actually going really smoothly. We just launched code.cakephp.org, which is an entirely new domain for managing all of CakePHP development. We'll be posting the core code there, tickets and all that good stuff. So it's a completely new domain for hosting Cake. It's been working out great so far, and I think we're going to continue to improve it quite a bit. And I have one other big announcement to make tomorrow morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you'll have to.
What is it? Can you tell us?
No.
Oh.
You'll have to wait till tomorrow morning and see.
Okay. All
So
right.
yeah, a lot of big announcements for the conference this week. Yeah, people have been really excited.
Looking forward to it. What is going to be the difference between 1.3 and 2.0?
Well, right now, 2.0 is basically just taking the current core in its current form, rolling in the enhancements from 1.3, and just rewriting everything to be PHP 5 strict compliant.
And how is that helpful?
Well, that's helpful in a lot of ways. There are some, for some technical reasons that I'm not going to go into right now.
Okay.
Whenever you don't write your code strict compliant and you're running on PHP 5, there are a lot of extra steps that happen in the internals of PHP, where small, non-strict operations, no matter what they are, will just slow down your application a little bit. It has to do with the error handling. So by writing it for PHP 5 strict, we're actually able to optimize a lot of things in the core itself, along with the kind of free optimizations we get from not slowing things down in PHP 4.
Oh, great! So it's instant performance benefit.
Right. So yeah, that's among other architectural benefits that we'll have, kind of not having to deal with PHP 4 is such a pledge.
Okay. Are there any new features that'll be in Cake 2 that are notable?
There are a lot of features that are kind of planned or in the works, and those will be coming out in subsequent minor versions. But for the main 2.0 stable, it's just going to be like a strict compliant version of the features that we released for PHP 1.3.
Okay. Man, it sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
How do you keep it together, Nate?
Well, me personally, I drink a lot of Coke, I guess. I don't know. Well, I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing it a lot. I enjoy writing well-designed software that at least I think is well-designed. I try. I do my best.
We all think it's well-designed as well.
Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah,
That's you're so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. So yeah, I mean, it's just I really have a lot of fun, and I'm able to kind of do quite a bit of it at my day job since I work with Cake, obviously.
Right.
So some efficiencies gained there. But yeah, just the energy of being able to create something, and the energy of the surrounding community is just amazing. Just being able to interact with all these different people, grown the team significantly just this year. So yeah, a lot of changes.
So you're able to get a lot of help in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fueled by the community.
Right. And these events, like you're up until all hours of the night, but it's still really energizing just to be around all these people who are all psyched about it.
I heard you lost sleep last night because you were talking about Cake until 6 in the morning.
It's actually 4:30.
Oh, hey, there goes the Fogmaster. He's walking by.
Give myself more credit.
Everybody stop
It
to
wasn't
look
quite
at the
6 a.m.,
Fogmaster.
but I actually did get some sleep earlier this morning. So I cheated a little bit.
He did. So I know there's been a lot of changes in your life recently, or changes to come. You said that you're working with a lot of Cake now at your new job.
Right.
How long have you been working there?
So I've actually just been working there for about 2 months now. It's a new startup. We're building analytics applications off of the Salesforce API.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. A lot of crunching big numbers.
Crunching numbers.
Yeah,
You like
numbers.
that?
I like crunching numbers.
Crunching numbers with Cake?
Yeah.
All right.
Although I don't like crunching numbers quite as much as Joelle, the physicist, who will probably be seeing it from later in the week.
Yes, we will. And what else is coming up in your life that's made them crazy?
Well, I'm getting married 4 weeks from today.
Wow.
So that'll be exciting.
That is pretty amazing.
Well, it'll be exciting when it happens. Not so exciting beforehand. I'm not a big fan of wedding planning.
No?
Kids in the wedding.
I don't know. That's amazing. You've been managing to plan a wedding and build a very popular PHP framework
I
all at
try.
the same time?
I try.
Is Cake planning your wedding for you? Or?
No, I actually contemplated writing a wedding planning application in Cake, but just I don't care.
Sometimes you just gotta let it.
Just gotta do it. Yeah,
do the work.
seriously. My trick was mainly delegation, implementing the delegation pattern.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It worked out pretty well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, that's what's going on.
Sounds like you're doing a wonderful job, man.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the bakers before you head out and head up the second day of CakeFest?
Live from Berlin, it's Saturday night.
All right. All right, thank you, Nate. I appreciate you sharing some of that very personal information with us and
Sure.
telling us all about Cake. And thanks for having us.
Awesome.